Good afternoon, my dear students. Okay, so did you have your lunch? Yes, very good. So, are you interested in studying biology? Yes, so today we are going to study about biology. Okay, so now teacher will show you an interesting activity. Are you ready? Yes. So, what do you see in this flashcard? Yes, you see food chain, isn't it? Okay, so one by one, can you now teacher will read it for you. Are you ready? Yes. So in the first one, it is plant, grasshopper, and frog, isn't it? Yes. Then plant, rabbit, and human being. Okay. The third one, plant, goat, human being. The last one is plant, cow, and human being, isn't it? So here you can see a food chain, isn't it? Yes. So all these commonly are called the food chain. So together they are called together they are called food web. Okay. So I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? Yes. So we are discussing about food web or food chain, isn't it? Okay. So food chain. So now teacher will give you a interesting activity, isn't it? Okay. So now teacher will show you a PowerPoint presentation based on biotic and abiotic factors. Okay, are you ready? Yes. So here comes the PowerPoint presentation.
So here we see the biotic and abiotic factors. In the environment there are two main factors, that is biotic and abiotic. So the biotic factors are the living things. Abiotic factors consist of the non-living things. Okay, so now we will see some examples of biotic and abiotic factors. So in biotic factors, some living things such as protist, plants, animals, bacteria and fungus are present. Okay, so in the abiotic things or the non-living things, water, soil, air, light and minerals. Okay, so these are the examples of biotic and abiotic factors. Okay, so now let's go back to the video.
Okay, my dear students. So I think you have watched the PowerPoint presentation clearly, isn't it? Yes. So now teacher will ask you some questions. So are you ready? Yes, very good. So here is my first question. Abiotic factors are non-living factors present. Is the statement true or false? Yes. Here by clap, the answer is right. It is a true statement, or the statement is true. Okay. Then second question. Microorganisms are biotic factors. Yes. If you may clap, the answer is right. This statement also is true. Very good. So I think you got a clear idea about biotic and abiotic factors, isn't it? Good. So now teacher will explain it for you. So abiotic factors are non-living chemical and physical parts of given environment. Once again, abiotic factors are non-living chemical and physical parts of a given environment. Okay. Then the abiotic factors can be described as the living components that are present in a system. Okay, so it can be an organism or can be in an ecosystem. Okay, once again, abiotic factors are non-living chemical or physical parts of the given environment, and the biotic factors or the biotic factors can be described as the living components of a system, or it can be an organism included in a ecosystem. Okay, so we were discussing about biotic and abiotic factors in ecosystem. Okay, so now let us look into the details of structural items inside this topic. Are you ready? Yes. So the first structural item is the auxiliary verb. Okay, very good. So auxiliary verb used in this consolidation are and be. Okay, ARER and BEB. Okay, good. So now we are going to see the sentences used and the tense. Okay, so we used two sentences, two main sentences, and they were in the simple present tense. Okay, so the statements are: abiotic factors are non-living parts of environment. Okay, once again repeat with me. Abiotic factors are non-living parts of environment. Okay, good. And the second statement, which is also in simple present tense, is biotic factors can be living part of the environment. Okay, I think you got a clear idea about the tenses, isn't it? So now we are going to see on the nouns used in this consolidation. Are you ready? Yes. So the nouns used here are sun, green plants, producer and consumer. Okay, so these are the four terms used in, or the nouns used in this consolidation. So I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? So we were discussing about biotic and abiotic factors. Abiotic and biotic factors. Biotic factors. Okay. So now teacher will show you a video based on biosphere and ecology. Okay. Then based on this video, teacher will ask you some questions. So you should be clearly watching the video and waiting for my question. Okay. Are you ready? Yes. So here comes the video.
In this program, we're going to learn about the term biosphere. The biosphere is the space on or near the Earth's surface that contains and supports living organisms and ecosystems. Physical geographers divide the biosphere into 3 different spheres. From their point of view, the biosphere is the global ecological system. It integrates all living organisms and their relationship to the abiotic or non-living components of Earth.
Or how many different living and non-living items do you see in this picture? As you study these pictures, you begin to get a clue about what ecology is. Organisms interact with one another and with their physical environment. Ecology isn't just about rainforests or other types of forests. Have you seen mold grow on bread? Or mushrooms grow on rotting logs? Or watched ants search for food? If so, you have seen examples of ecology in action. One goal of ecology is to understand the distribution and variety of living things in their physical environment. For instance, you will find different living and non-living objects in the desert, compared to a coral reef, compared to your backyard. These differences in nature are driven by interactions among living organisms as well as between organisms and their physical environment.
Okay, very good, my dear students. So I think you clearly watched the video, isn't it? Yes. So just to ensure that you have watched the video carefully, teacher is going to ask you some questions. Are you ready? Good. Okay, so here is the first question. Biosphere is the part of Earth where life exists. Once again, biosphere is the part of Earth where life exists. Is the statement true or false? Yes. Most of you have answered given the correct answer. It is true. The statement is true. Biosphere is the part of Earth where life exists. Good. Okay. Then we are moving on to the second question. Are you ready? Yes. So here comes the second question. Ecology is the study of biotic and abiotic factors. Is the statement true? Yes, most of you have given the correct answer. The statement is false. Ecology is not the study of abiotic and biotic factors. Okay, so now we will move on to the consolidation of the topic. Are you ready? Okay, my dear students. So now we move on to the consolidation. Biosphere is the part of Earth where life exists. Okay, so this statement is an important statement, and this statement is present in, yes, it is the present tense. Okay, good. So biosphere extends to soil, atmosphere, water. Okay, so what are the extensions of biosphere? Good. Soil, atmosphere and water. Okay, then what is ecology? Ecology is the study of interaction between organisms and their surroundings or environment. Okay, once again, ecology is the study of interaction between organisms and surroundings. Okay, I think you got a clear idea. So this statement is also in very good simple present tense. Okay, so now we move on to the structural items, and the first one is the auxiliary verbs. Okay, so the auxiliary verbs used in this consolidation are is and been. Is and been. Okay, I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? Yes. So the next structural items are the very good nouns. So the nouns we used in this consolidation are biosphere, earth, and good ecology. So the three main nouns used in the consolidation are biosphere, earth, and ecology. So I think you got a clear idea about biosphere and ecology, isn't it? So we were discussing about biosphere and, yes, ecology. Okay. My dear students, so now teacher will give you a video based on producers of trophic level. Are you ready? Yes. So here comes the video.
Producer. And as the name implies, they are going to produce their own food. Now, when we think about in nature what that means, it doesn't mean that they can cook, but rather they're going to do photosynthesis. And they're going to convert solar energy into stored chemical energy that we call food. So organisms that are producers would include plants, phytoplankton, kelp, and some bacteria, often cyanobacteria. So when we look at producers, producers produce their own food through the power of photosynthesis, and we also can call producers autotrophs because they automatically make their own food. So when we look at an ecosystem, your producers are going to be the organisms responsible for taking that solar energy and automatically making their own food through the process of photosynthesis. And now that those producers will be what store the energy in the ecosystem, making it available for all the animals that eat those plants. So when we look at ocean ecosystems, though, we also have phytoplankton and algae that are able to do photosynthesis. So it doesn't have to be a plant like a tree or a flower. It can also be other types of organisms. So here I like this picture because it shows like cottontail, like plants as producers, but you also have algae that can be a producer, doing photosynthesis and producing its own food.
Okay, my dear students. So I think you have clearly watched the video, isn't it? Yes. So now teacher will ask you some questions. Are you ready? Yes. So here comes the first question. Plants are producers as they perform photosynthesis. Once again, plants are producers as they produce or they take part in photosynthesis. Is the statement true or false? Yes. Give him a clap. The answer is right. Plants do photosynthesis and they are called the producers in the plant kingdom, isn't it? Good. So here is the second question. Producers are the final parts of food chain. Okay, once again, producers are the final part of food chain. Is the statement true? Yes. Most of you have answered correctly. It is false. Yes. Producers are the first part of food chain. Very good. So I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? Yes. So here is the third and final question. All plants are autotrophs. Is the statement true? Yes. Very good. The answer is right. Okay. So mostly all plants are autotrophic, or they produce their own food, isn't it? Very good. Okay, so now we will move on to the consolidation. Are you ready? Yes. So the energy is transferred to other organisms through food chain. Very good. That's correct. Okay. So once again, the energy is transferred to other organisms through food chain. Plants that perform photosynthesis, okay, so the plants that perform photosynthesis are called the producers, and they are also called the autotrophs. All plants are autotrophs. Very good. Then the statements that we used in this consolidation are present in simple present tense. Very good. The answer is right. Okay, so now we move on to the structural items. And the first one is the auxiliary verb. Okay, so the auxiliary verbs used in this statement are is and are. Okay, structural items are is and are. Okay, then the nouns used in this consolidation are photosynthesis and chlorophyll. Okay, once again, the nouns used in this statement are chlorophyll and photosynthesis. Okay, so I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? Yes. So we were discussing about producers. Good. Producers. So now we will mark a PowerPoint presentation based on the consumers of trophic level. So are you ready? Yes. So here comes the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, my dear students. So from the PowerPoint presentation, you can see that the trophic level is composed of producers and different levels of consumers, isn't it? So now let us see what are the details. Okay, so the trophic levels begin with producers. As we have studied earlier, it is the green plants. And the second trophic level, it is the primary consumers, consisting of grasshoppers and rabbit, for example. Okay, then the third trophic level is the secondary consumers that consumes the primary consumers or the herbivores. They are called the carnivores. And in the fourth trophic level, it is the tertiary consumers, and they are called the secondary carnivores. Okay, then the trophic level is completed with the apex predator or the topmost layer, which are the examples of vultures, eagles, lions and tigers. So if these organisms are dead, the decomposers reduce them to the nutrients which is easily absorbable from the soil. So this nutrients are collected by the green plants again, and the cycle continues. Okay, so this is all about trophic level and roles of consumers. So now let us see an example for a classic food chain. So here is one.
Okay, my dear students. So I think you have clearly observed the PowerPoint presentation, isn't it? Yes. So now teacher will ask you some questions. Are you ready? Yes. So here is the first question. Consumers are the initial part of food chain. Is this statement true? Yes, the statement is false. Most of you have answered correctly. Good. Then here is the second question. Consumers are the organisms that consumes the producers. Is the statement true? Yes, most of you have answered correctly. The statement is true. So the consumers are the organisms that consume consumes the producers. Okay, so now you move on to the consolidation. Okay, are you ready? Good. So the organisms that depends on plants directly or indirectly for food are called the consumers. Good. Once again, the organisms that depend on plants directly or indirectly for food are called the consumers. So this statement is in past tense. Okay, simple past tense. Good. Once again, the organisms that depends on plants directly or indirectly for food were called the consumers. Okay, the next sentence is the consumers that directly depends upon the plants for food are called the primary consumers. Once again, listen carefully. The consumers that directly depend on plants for food are called the primary consumers. Okay. The statement is in simple present tense. Very good. And the next sentence is the organisms that feed on the primary consumers are called the secondary consumers. Okay. Once again, the organisms that feed on the primary consumers are called the secondary consumers. Okay. So I think you have a clear idea. So this statement also is in simple present tense. Good. So once again, the organisms that feed on the primary consumers are called the secondary consumers. Very good. So this statement is also in simple present tense. Very good. So once again, we consolidate the whole topic, isn't it? Good. The organisms that depends on plants directly or indirectly for food are called the consumers. The consumers that directly depend upon the plants for food are called the primary or the first degree consumers. And the organisms that feed on the primary consumers or the first degree consumers are called the secondary consumers or the second degree consumers. And it will move on according to the trophic levels. Okay, then now we are moving on to the structural items of this consolidation. So the structure of in structural consolidation, the first element is auxiliary verb. So the auxiliary verbs used in this consolidation are where and are. W-E-R-E where and A-R-E are. Okay. So now we move on to the nouns used in this consolidation. Okay. So the nouns used are producers, consumers and plants. Very good. So the nouns are producers, consumers and plants. So we were discussing about consumers of the trophic level. Okay, very good. So now we will move on to the chart to consolidate the topic once again. Okay, are you ready? Yes. Okay, now let's get the chart. Okay, my dear students, I think you can clearly see the chart, isn't it? Now, teacher will read the point one by one, which is written, and you have to give me the answer. Okay, the corresponding answer. Are you ready? Yes. So, in the chart, you have to say whether this is the consumer, the producer, isn't it? Yes. So, grass. What is grass? Yes, grass is the plant part, which is the producer. Good. Okay. So these are the producers. Very good. So what is the grasshopper? Yes, grasshopper is the primary consumer. That is primary consumer. Okay. So the next one is the frog, isn't it? What is frog? Yes, frog is the secondary consumer in the trophic level. Okay, good. And the final part of the chart is the snake. Okay, so snake is the, yes, snake is the tertiary constituents or the tertiary Okay, so now teacher have understood that you have clearly got the idea about today's topic, isn't it? Yes, so the grass belongs to producer level, grasshopper belongs to the primary consumer level, the frog belongs to the secondary consumer level, and the snake belongs to tertiary consumer levels. Okay, so now we will do an entire consolidation. Are you ready? Yes, so plants that perform photosynthesis are called autotrophs and producers, while the organisms that directly depend upon the plants are called the consumers. The consumers that directly depend upon the plants are called the primary consumers. Okay, so primary consumers are the organisms that directly depend upon the producers or the plants for food. Okay, then the organisms that directly depends upon the primary consumer for food are called the secondary consumers. So in the chart it is the frog. Okay, good. And the organisms that consumes the secondary consumers are called the tertiary consumers, isn't it? Yes. So in the chart, tertiary consumer is the snake. So this is an example for a classic tropic level chart. Okay, very good. So once again, the plants that perform photosynthesis are called the producers, while the organisms that directly depend upon the plants for food are known as the consumers. The consumers that directly depend upon plants are the primary consumers, while the organisms that depend upon the primary consumers are called the secondary consumers. And the organisms that consume the secondary consumers for food are called the tertiary consumers. So I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? So all these statements were in the simple present tense. And now we move on to the structural item. The structural items used in this are, the first one is the auxiliary verb. We have used are, is and being. Okay, so these are the three auxiliary verbs that we have used, and the nouns we have used are the photosynthesis, plant, consumer, producer, photosynthesis. Yes, isn't it? Yes, we use these terms, these nouns also. Okay, so now once again we will consolidate the entire topic for you. Are you ready? Yes. So here the first one is the food chain. So food chain is the basic chain or the trophic levels that we see in the ecosystems. Okay, I think you got a clear idea about food chain. Food chain is a basic chain that shows what eats what. Okay, good. And the second one is the abiotic and biotic factor. The abiotic factors are the non-living chemical or physical parts of the given atmosphere or environment. That is abiotic. Abiotic factors are non-living chemical or physical parts of the given environment. And the second one is the biotic factors. So biotic factors are the, yes, that is the living components of the of some organisms or in the ecosystems. So that is the biotic. Abiotic, lifeless; biotic, lifeful. Okay, I think you got a clear idea, isn't it? Yes. So now we will move on to the biosphere and ecology. Okay, so biosphere is the part of earth where life exists. That is the biosphere. So what is biosphere? Biosphere is the part of earth where life exists. So biosphere extends to soil, atmosphere and water. Okay, so biosphere extends to soil, atmosphere and water. So I think you got an idea about biosphere, isn't it? Now we are going to study about ecology. Ecology is the study of interaction between the organism and their surroundings. Okay, so that is the ecology. And now we move on to the producer. Producers are the organisms that produces the food from the process of photosynthesis with the help of sunlight. So once again, on going to the details, the energy that is transferred to the other organisms through food chain in the plants are those performing photosynthesis are called the producers. Okay, so all plants are commonly autotrophic. Autotrophic is the feature that is producing its own food with the help of sunlight. Okay, so I think you got a clear idea about the producers, isn't it? So now we are going to detail about the consumers. So consumers are the organisms that depend directly or indirectly upon the producers or the plants for food. Okay, so then we saw the three classifications of consumers, isn't it? Yes. So those three are the primary consumer, secondary consumer and the tertiary consumer. The primary consumer is the organism that consumes or directly consumes the producer or the green plants. Okay, so those animals are herbivorous. And the second one is the secondary consumer. So the secondary consumer is the organisms that directly consumes the primary consumers. Then we discussed about the tertiary consumers. So what are tertiary consumers? Tertiary consumers are the organisms that directly depend on food on the secondary consumers. Okay, so I think you got a clear idea about all these topics, isn't it? Yes. So now teacher will give you two homeworks. Are you ready? Okay, so write down this. The first one is write a trophic level or write a food chain on ocean ecosystem. Okay, so first one is write a food chain of ocean ecosystem. Okay, and that is the first question. So the second question is write a short note on biosphere and ecology. Once again, write a short note on biosphere and ecology. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.